Welcome to the No Views News. This program was created on Sunday, January 2nd, at 3:26 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, by Zeno Reader. There are 516 headlines from 106 feeds we check to build this automated report. Welcome to No Views, daily automated podcast news. The headlines in this super unknown daily news summary do not imply fact-checking or endorsement of ideas. The first headlines are from the current most popular news site, Yahoo News, with 175 million estimated monthly unique visitors. Mansion returns to build back better negotiations with climate, childcare demands. Bucks coach Bruce Arians says Antonio Brown is no longer on the team after storming off the field mid-game. Brown walks away from Bucks, Brady rallies team past Jets. AT&T and Verizon Communications reject request from Pete Buttigieg and the Federal Aviation Administration to delay 5G launch in the U.S. Democrats are planning for Pelosi's expected exit from House leadership, Hakeem Jeffries seen as favorite to lead caucus, report. The heartbreaking note left with abandoned infant in Alaska, my mom is so sad to do this. Anthony Anderson says Blackish co-star Tracee Ellis Ross didn't like him for maybe 10 years. You better work, Gabrielle Union's bikini body sends fans into a frenzy. Cheney, testimony shows Ivanka asked President Trump to stop January 6 violence. Cape Town in shock over devastating Parliament fire. The next headlines are from the second most popular news website at this time, with 150 million unique monthly visitors, Google News. What is acclimation? The burial practice Desmond Tutu requested instead of greenhouse gas, emitting cremation, The Washington Post. Cheney, January 6 committee has first-hand testimony that Ivanka asked Trump to intervene during insurrection, CNN. AT&T, Verizon refuse FAA request to delay 5G launch, The Wall Street Journal. FedEx field railing collapses, fans fall but unhurt as Philadelphia Eagles QB Jalen Hurts walks past, ESPN Australia. Antonio Brown storms off-field during Buccaneers win over Jets, The New York Times. Biden tells Ukrainian president U.S. will respond decisively if Russia further invades, CNN. Twitter permanently suspends Marjorie Taylor Greene's account, The New York Times. What chip shortage? Tesla posts record fourth quarter and full year sales, CNN. 5 missing teenage girls found, 30 sex offenders arrested in months-long U.S. Marshals operation, USA Today. Winter storm warning issued for D.C. area, up to 8 inches of snow expected Monday, WTOP. The following headlines are from the third most popular news website, with 110 million unique monthly visitors, The Huffington Post. Rep. Jamie Raskin recalls son's suicide just days before January 6 Capitol riot. 17 secrets for living a happier and more fulfilling life. 3 missing, survivors count blessings after Colorado fire. 2021 box office closes with more fireworks for Spider-Man. Fauci, CDC may recommend COVID testing for those asymptomatic. May we all handle 2022's curveballs the way Miley Cyrus dealt with a wardrobe malfunction. Michelle Obama and her boob are up ringing 2022 with a whole new vibe. Capitol Police officer on January 6, it can happen again. Marjorie Taylor Greene's personal Twitter account banned after fifth strike. January 6 committee prepares to go public as findings mount, the full picture is coming to light. The next headlines are from the fourth most popular news website, with 95 million estimated unique monthly visitors, CNN. Woman shoots man who was assaulting her. Fire destroys home under construction. Man makes painting for his COVID nurses. Audinot resigns as Lafayette City Court judge. December tornadoes on the rise. Teacher gets vehicle repaired for free. Thieves caught stealing customers' Hellcat. Vet receives service dog 10 years. Des Moines Public Works working all the snow routes. Atlanta Mayor-elect Andre Dickens gives back. The next headlines are from the fifth most popular news website at this time, with 70 million estimated unique monthly visitors, The New York Times. Sudan's Prime Minister, Abdallah Hamdok, resigns. Trump's social media return and what else to expect in 2022. Antonio Brown storms off-field during Buccaneers win over Jets. Twitter permanently suspends Marjorie Taylor Greene's account. Hockey fan spots cancerous mole at game and delivers a life-saving note. The day the Soviet flag came down. South Africa Parliament fire still burning after hours. 8 tribes bitter purge brings an unusual request, federal intervention. Europe plans to say nuclear power and natural gas are green investments. Why Supreme Court justices need term limits. The following headlines are from the 6th most popular news website, with an estimated 65 million monthly unique visitors, Fox News. Brooks Koepka makes bold Antonio Brown prediction after NFL star's bizarre outburst. Another independent Hong Kong site halts production out of fear for safety and well-being of staff. Tech Smarts, how to know if someone blocked your calls. Car, Raiders beat Colts 23-20 to close in on playoff spot. Pandemic baby boom causes diaper and baby item shortages. Antonio Brown meltdown sparks calls for compassion, empathy from Tom Brady. Tom Brady stuns Jets in 28-24 comeback victory as Bucs bid adieu to Antonio Brown. Bills clinch playoff berth, eliminate Falcons with 29-15 win. Antonio Brown storms off-field during game, coach says he is no longer a Buck. Robert Quinn sets Bears season sacks record in 29-3 rout of Giants. You are hearing today's top news headlines and more. Today is Sunday, January 2nd. The next headlines are from the 8th most popular news website, with an estimated 53 million monthly unique visitors, Mail Online, the Daily Mail. Ministers confident no more COVID curbs needed in England, but Scots face fun, ban until spring. George Alagier reveals his bowel disease battle has brought him closer than ever to his wife. France cuts COVID isolation period to 5 days for double-vaccinated adults as PM faces pressure. Why it's tough for women to have it all. The Ashes, Ben Stokes backs Joe Root and Chris Silverwood as England head into 4th test. Growth in COVID hospitalizations in Omicron mutant hotspot London slows ahead of New Year. Prime Minister urged to treat soaring prices as an emergency and solve the cost of living crisis. Top astrologer Yasmin Baland opens her zodiac calendar to share what lies ahead for you. Friends reunited, old pals hook up again to recreate these candid photographs, 40 years later. Chelsea's match with Liverpool marks the start of a safe standing trial period in the Premier League. The following headlines are from the 9th most popular news website, with an estimated 47 million monthly unique visitors, The Washington Post. This is the Washington Post World News Feed. Your cat could burn your house down, Korean officials warn after 107 fires sparked by felines. Sudan's PM announces resignation amid political deadlock. Fire sweeps through South African parliament, damaging historic buildings. Brazil Health Agency confirms COVID-19 cases in cruise ship. Sudan's prime minister resigns, unable to build new civilian government after coup. A lost library of works by the Bronze Sisters was destined for sale, then Britain rallied. Former Al-Qaeda affiliate in Syria seems to soften its brand. Israel strikes Hamas targets in Gaza following rocket launches. What is acclimation? The burial practice Desmond Tutu requested instead of greenhouse gas-emitting cremation. Kenyan paleoanthropologist Richard Leakey dies at 77. The next headlines are from the 10th most popular news website, which has an estimated 42 million monthly unique visitors, The Guardian. This is The Guardian's U.S. news feed. COVID Live News, Israel to offer 4th jab to over 60s and medical staff, France adds unvaccinated U.S. travelers to red list. Sudan's prime minister resigns as pro-democracy protests violently repressed. Luke de Jong lifts ravaged Barcelona after Real Madrid lose unbeaten run. Russia very likely to invade Ukraine without enormous sanctions, Schiff. Colorado wildfire, search for 2 missing as officials investigate blaze. More than half of UK's black children live in poverty, analysis shows. He is no longer a buck, Brady grounds Jets after Brown's bizarre shirtless exit. Fossil hunter Richard Leakey, who showed humans evolved in Africa, dies at 77. Twitter permanently suspends Marjorie Taylor Greene's personal account. More than 2,300 U.S. flights cancelled Sunday amid bad weather and COVID. The following headlines are from the 12th most popular news website, with an estimated 36 million monthly unique visitors, ABC News. Officials probe cause of massive Colorado fire, 3 missing. Overnight storms bring damage to parts of U.S. South. Some pet owners in City Rock, held at gunpoint for their dogs. Watch, major fire tears 2 through South Africa's Parliament building. Watch, Coast Guard rescues 2 missing hikers. Watch, ice crystals form in bubble. Mexican fish extinct in wild successfully reintroduced. Illinois law ending immigration detention in 2022 hits snag. As Trump weighs 2024 bid, top Republican calls him clearly unfit for future office. The next headlines are from the 13th most popular news website, with an estimated 35 million monthly unique visitors, the BBC News. Sudan coup, Prime Minister Abdalla Hamdok resigns after mass protests. AOI Biri, Berkeley balcony collapse survivor dies, age 27. South Africa Parliament, man arrested over massive fire. Colorado wildfire, 2 people remain missing and presumed dead. Marjorie Taylor Greene, Twitter bans Congresswoman over COVID misinformation. COVID, Israel Omicron spike could bring herd immunity but with risks, health boss. Memorial, Russia's civil rights group uncovering an uncomfortable past. EU flag removed from Arc de Triomphe after right-wing outrage. Lionel Messi, Paris Street Germain forward isolating after testing positive for COVID-19. South Korean crosses DMZ in rare defection to North Korea. The following headlines are from the 14th most popular news website, with an estimated 34 million monthly unique visitors, USA Today. New NYC Mayor Eric Adams calls 911 for an assault in progress on first day on job. Fauci says CDC may add testing to isolation guidance, 5,000 flights already cancelled or delayed Sunday, live COVID-19 updates. How to spot the upcoming meteor shower, one of the biggest expected for the year. 5 missing teenage girls found, 30 sex offenders arrested in months-long U.S. Marshals operation. Snow pummels 18 states as winter storm rolls through Midwest, warm Easton for a shocker. Rebuild, recover, heal, 2 still missing, hundreds of homes gone after Colorado wildfires. 21 people rescued in New Mexico after being stranded in a tram car on New Year's Eve. Native American tribes have made progress against COVID-19. Omicron has them back in crisis mode. The day in pictures. AP top stories. The next headlines are from the 15th most popular news website, with an estimated 35.5 million monthly unique visitors, the LA Times. Dozens of flights cancelled at Lexus Airlines continue to struggle with bad weather, crew shortages. Nearly 45,000 new coronavirus cases reported in LA County over the holiday weekend. Sewer line in Carson that failed, forcing beach closures in 2 counties, was near replacement. Pregnant woman shot in abdomen in Santa Clarita, suspect remains at large. We've lost Tom, fatal shark attack in Morro Bay devastates family and alarms surfers. LA County public, private school staff must wear high-grade masks, rules for athletes tighten. Little India, already struggling before the pandemic, is at a crossroads. In wake of hazing scandal, Mater Dei president steps down. It's nice being back. Rose Parade returns to smaller but enthusiastic crowd amid Omicron surge. Photos. After canceling last year, the 2022 Rose Parade is back, in full bloom. We hope you are enjoying this news podcast. Today is Sunday, January 2nd, 2022. You just heard from the top 15 most popular news websites in the world. More, from other news sources, is up next. Next, Reddit World News. Reddit is a user collective which claims over 430 million active users per month, and these are the top voted stories today. Finland insists on its right to join NATO in defiance of Russia. Pro-democracy news site closing in Hong Kong after police raid at separate outlet. Russian snipers still very active in 2021, despite Ukrainian and Russian agreements to a ceasefire. Hamas chief threatens kidnapping of Israelis if no prisoner swap deal reached. South African Parliament in Cape Town entirely destroyed by fire. Scottish witches in line for apology hundreds of years after being burned at the stake. Suez Canal revenues hit all-time record at $6.3 billion. Whistleblower warns baffling illness affects growing the number of young adults in Canadian province, Canada. President Joe Biden's administration announced on Saturday that it had excluded Ethiopia, Mali and Guinea from a U.S.-Africa trade agreement, saying the actions of the three governments violated its principles. Riot police with batons and shields tried to break up a crowd of several thousand who had gathered in the Dutch capital to protest against COVID-19 lockdown measures and vaccinations. An emergency ordinance empowered police to clear protesters violating a ban on holding public gatherings. Every pandemic comes to an end, Canada's top doctor hopeful for future. China continues to buy up UK financial sector assets. Chinese company Tencent Holdings Limited has taken a stake in British digital bank Monzo just weeks after it fetched a valuation of $3.3 billion. Whistleblower warns baffling illness affects growing the number of young adults in Canadian province. There is no money left. COVID crisis leaves Sri Lanka on brink of bankruptcy. The next headlines are from Forbes. Latest Britney Spears fallout, she unfollows sister on Instagram. Accessorizing the metaverse with luxury AR wearable NFTs. Recap of the most important food and beverage M&A deals in 2021. Fueled by billionaire dollars, nuclear fusion enters a new age. Flight chaos continues, more than 4,000 cancelled as Omicron creates airline staff shortage. People of Myanmar face unprecedented crisis in 2022, the UN warns. The Tourist Review, exciting new series starring Jamie Dornan. Box office, Sing 2 feet holds strong as Matrix 4 feet tops $100 million global. Boba Fett should have stayed in the Sarlacc pit. Tesla says it delivered record 936,172 electric vehicles in 2021. The world population update. Currently, we are increasing by over 220,000 people a day, expecting to reach 8 billion in 2023. At the time this report was generated, the population was estimated to be 7,755,136,252 humans. Worldometers.info says there are 195 countries at this time and, of those, the top 10 with the largest populations are, in order, China, India, the United States, Indonesia, Pakistan, Brazil, Nigeria, Bangladesh, Russia, and then Mexico. The next headlines are from Variety. Omar Ion, I am an artist, not a COVID variant. Stephen J. Lawrence, Sesame Street composer and Free2Be, You and Me musical director, dies at 82. The worst songs of 2021. Max Julien, blaxploitation icon and star of The Mac, dies at 88. Spider-Man, No Way Home continues box office domination, crosses $600 million in North America. Marjorie Taylor Greene permanently banned by Twitter. Number of female directors on top Hollywood films declines in 2021. Richard Rusty Citron, movie marketing maven, dies at 68. Bobby Bones says he's not returning to American Idol for season 20. The Mary Tyler Moore Show deaths in 2021 reflect passage of time for network TV. The following headlines are from NPR, National Public Radio. Overnight storms bring damage to parts of southern U.S. Sudan's prime minister announces his resignation amid political deadlock. CDC could add a negative test to its new isolation guidelines, Fauci says. That boom you heard in Pittsburgh on New Year's Day, it was probably a meteor. Max Julien, star of blaxploitation classic The Mac, has died at 88. Twitter bans Marjorie Taylor Greene's personal account over COVID misinformation. After losing everything in the Colorado wildfires, she's struggling to start over. Child grooms are often overlooked in the fight to stop child marriage. A man is detained after a major fire broke out in South Africa's Parliament building. Trump still says his supporters weren't behind the January 6th attack, but I was there. The following headlines are from The Week. Airlines have canceled 15,000 U.S. flights since Christmas Eve. Kim Jong-un touts domestic agenda as North Korea faces food shortage. Twitter permanently bans Marjorie Taylor Greene's personal account. Buckeyes win Squeakers Rose Bowl and Rose Parade return to Pasadena. Germany decommissions 3 of its 6 remaining nuke plants. Bioengineered replaces GMO on food labels. HBO airs Harry Potter anniversary special with controversial appearance from J.K. Rowling. At least 7 injured and 3 feared dead after Colorado fire destroys almost 1,000 homes. Man detained after fire damages South African parliament. 15 TV shows to watch in early 2022. These are the news headlines for today, Sunday, January 2nd. This podcast is produced only in English at this time. As of 2020, the Ethnologue reference lists 7,117 different human languages, with English being the 3rd most common, after Mandarin Chinese and Spanish. The next news is from Politico. Germany hits out at European plan to label nuclear and gas green. Hundreds of House districts are being redrawn. Here's who's winning and losing. Why are countries cutting quarantine as Omicron cases explode? 2,300 U.S. flights canceled due to storms, virus. AT&T, Verizon reject Buttigieg's plea to delay 5G launch amid warnings of aviation chaos. Twitter bans personal green account for COVID misinformation. You cannot really manufacture doctors and nurses that don't exist. More COVID testing programs on the way for schools, Education Secretary says. Members of Congress interacted with January 6th rioters, Rip Thompson says. Liz Cheney on Trump, he's a threat to American democracy. The next headlines are from the Sydney Morning Herald in Australia. Australian News Live, rapid antigen tests, QR codes, aged care staff in spotlight at NSW records 20,794 cases of COVID-19, Victoria records 8,577 cases, Australian Open on track. Scientists who's cracked the secret to great gut health. Forecasters predict Australia's hottest property market in 2022. Antonio Brown boiled over, Bucks player storms out in the middle of NFL game. Twitter bans Republican conspiracy theorist Marjorie Taylor Greene. Victoria records 8,577 new COVID-19 cases, 3 deaths. Sudan's prime minister resigns as coup protesters killed in Khartoum. NSW records 20,794 COVID-19 cases and 4 deaths as hospitalizations continue to rise. Ex-tropical cyclone Seth to bring damaging winds and hazardous surf. Catherine was great, but was she a girl boss? The next headlines are from MarketWatch. Goldman joins other big banks in urging employees to work from home amid Omicron surge. The Wall Street Journal, Democrats set to control FDIC after Trump appointed chair steps down. Newswatch, the S&P 500 beat both Dow and Nasdaq in 2021 by the widest margin in 24 years. Here's what history says happens in 2022. The Wall Street Journal, AT&T and Verizon reject FAA's request to delay launch of 5G services. Tesla smashes quarterly delivery record, sees sales surge 87% in 2021. This Sunbelt city has seen the U.S.'s sharpest decline in housing affordability over the past year. TaxWatch, 5 ways to get a bigger and quicker tax refund. The Moneyest, I have a fake COVID-19 vaccine card, my best friend won't speak to me, don't I have the right to make these decisions for myself? What's worth streaming? Here's what's worth streaming in January 2022, and why you can skip Netflix for once. Next, the top stories about patents and inventions. Patent filings and AP record 50% growth, Times of India. From robots to helmets for itchy noses, inventions inspired by COVID-19, The Straits Times. Pondicherry University's Associate Professor granted 2 patents, The Hindu. What to watch in 2022, the biggest IP cases coming up, Law 360. Vivo marks another blockbuster year 2021, filled with innovation and growth, Oya News. The next headlines are from Quartz. Twitter only suspended one of U.S. Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene's accounts. 5 signs it's time to quit your job. How to follow through on goals, according to a pioneer of motivation science. 2021 in review. India's wasted youth. The following headlines are from TechDirt. Funniest most insightful comments of 2021 at TechDirt. Gaming like it's 1926, join the 4th annual Public Domain Game Jam. We are now about 1/3 of the way through this daily news headlines podcast, a free service. Here, next, are the top trending keywords in Google web searches for today, a different window on world events. Cardinals vs. Cowboys. 49ers. Kendall Jenner. Trex million passed away. Rams vs. Ravens. Falcons vs. Bills. Miami Dolphins. Antonio Brown. Raiders. Giants vs. Bears. The next headlines are from Zero Hedge. Just in case fiat money goes to hell, billionaires are finally flooding into cryptos. Greenwald, NBC News uses ex-FBI official Frank Figliazzi to urge Assange's extradition, hiding his key role. Mid-Atlantic states brace for quick-hitting snowstorm. U.S. dollar's status as dominant global reserve currency at 25-year low. Senator AOC, Dem insiders insist NY Sen Kirsten Gillibrand would lose if primaried by squad leader. Leaving Illinois, another wealthy Chicago entrepreneur votes with his feet. Israel pounds Gaza overnight after Hamas rockets landed in sea. A scandal-free Biden administration, the media celebrates a year free from political scandal and press scrutiny. Chicago reports 797 murders for 2021, most of any U.S. city. Biden wants to woke up your doctor. The following headlines are from Al Jazeera, Middle East News. Sudan PM Abdallah Hamdok resigns amid political deadlock. New Dutch government to have record number of women. Can the COVID-19 pandemic be defeated in 2022? A year after Capitol riot, fears in U.S. over democracy, polls. Kenyan conservationist Richard Leakey dies age 77. Bully buy, India's Muslim women again listed on app for auction. Twitter blocks U.S. Congresswoman's account over false COVID claims. Sudan security forces killed 2 anti-coup protesters, say medics. Lionel Messi, 3 others at PSG test COVID positive. Shallow earthquake hits southwestern China. The next headlines are from Breitbart. U.S. billionaires grew their wealth by $340 billion in 2021 as middle class shrinks. Watch, bill filed in Florida would allow video, audio recording in classrooms. Film critic suggests nominating superhero flicks to save the Oscars from ratings death. Ohio prosecutor says carjackers have declared war following killing of off-duty Cleveland officer. Exclusive, Rep. Anthony Sabatini likens hypocritical Ocasio-Cortez to corrupt communist leaders for abandoning Anyers. Enemy to America, Marjorie Taylor Greene blasts Twitter after permanent blacklisting. Jeff Bezos mocked over New Year's Eve disco outfit, world's tightest pants, becoming Pitbull. Women in film org whines, only 12% of highest-earning movies in 2021 had female directors. Manhunt underway for suspects in Texas human smuggling plane crash. Video, Kentucky governor declares state of emergency due to more severe weather. The next headlines are from UPI News. Ice will be heated for outdoor NHL Winter Classic. The following headlines are from goodnewsnetwork.org. Hugh Jackman is the best. Watch him become Wolverine for a fan right into his phone. The small victories that make a huge difference in our daily lives. Families spent Christmas Eve rescuing 6 elk trapped in frozen river after falling through ice. Look. Watch 2 cats experience snow for the first time, adorably shaking their paws with each step. The 2022 New Year's horoscopes from Rob Bresney's Free Will Astrology. Beaver saved from euthanasia transform and replenish rivers in the Utah desert. How about it for humanity's first 3D printed home on East Coast sold to single mom with touching history. You're tuned to No Views, daily automated podcast news. This is a report for Sunday, January 2nd. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Reddit Offbeat News. Berkeley balcony collapse survivor dies, age 27. Teen reunited with pet rooster lost at Alabama Cracker Barrel after Civil War reenactment. What is Flurona? Israel reports first case of double COVID and flu infection. Is it a new variant? South Korean enters North Korea in rare defection. The Queen broke with tradition to give Bond actor Daniel Craig an honor usually reserved for real-life diplomats or spies. Virginia Teachers Union mocked for grammatical errors in COVID-19 letter. Store clerk arrested for allegedly beating customer having a seizure with a stick. Baron Bay woman allegedly sacked from Church of Ubuntu for getting COVID jab. You've won your weight in oysters, note in shells stops thieves. You have no idea how hard it is to get a hamster drunk. The next headlines are from a site called The Next Web. Wanna buy an e-bike? Here are our top picks from 2021. How to make espresso at home without breaking the bank. This is a reading of news headlines. This broadcast was created on Sunday, January 2nd from over 100 sources, to give you a bigger picture of the news. The next headlines are from Slashdot, Tech News for Nerds. Google uses AI to recreate lost Klimt painting, but should they? NBC, you probably don't need to rely on a VPN anymore. AT&T and Verizon reject U.S. government's request to delay new 5G services. Some billionaires embrace cryptocurrencies in case money goes to hell. Are Zoom towns making housing less affordable? U.S. extends space station operations through 2030. Critics complain as new U.S. agriculture depth label rules replace GMO with bioengineered. Canada's Public Health Agency criticized for tracking 33M mobile devices. Exploding batteries, Chevy's 2021 recall shows the challenges of electric cars. AI-generated New Year's resolutions exhibited by the Smithsonian. The next headlines are from Fox St. Louis. Washington University researchers use teens' blood to develop gene therapies for autism. Man charged in fatal stabbing in St. Louis suburb. Fauci, CDC mulling another change to isolation guidelines. COVID-19 closures and rules take effect Monday in Illinois. Forecast, more cold air for the St. Louis area. Schools adapt for return from break as COVID-19 cases surge. Saying farewell to Charlie Marlowe after 14 years. Bitter cold, ice, and slick streets in the St. Louis area Sunday. Joker announces departure from Impractical Jokers to focus on family. Blues win Winter Classic game against Wild. These are the current headlines from the world's most interesting news websites. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Fox San Diego. Attack on elderly Asian man deemed potential hate crime. 3 South Bay 7-Elevens targeted in early morning robbery spree. News Now, House Fire Rescue, 7-Eleven robbery spree and more top stories. Aztecs basketball game postponed due to COVID issues. Trapped family rescued after reaching out to firefighter through barred window. Heavy fire breaks out in an active cross-border railway tunnel. Minimum wage increases to $15 in San Diego. San Diego-based the UPS store wins top award at Rose Parade. Apartment blaze in Claremont Mesa East injures 1 resident. 1 dead in stabbing from group fight. The following headlines are from Defense Blog. Ukrainian new anti-tank missile gets direct hit on pro-Russian rebels. Israel confirms buying CH-53K helicopters and additional KC-46 tankers. Finland to replace Soviet-era SVD sniper rifles. China's Navy commissioned new 30,000-ton assault ship. This is the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today, in the GMT time zone, is Sunday, January 2nd, 2022. Now, more headlines. The next headlines are from KRON4 San Francisco. Inside California Politics, Bullpen Talks California, U.S. Political Climate in 2022. Inside California Politics, Kevin Faulconer talks lessons from recall, 2022 plans. Indiana rapper killed at family New Year's Eve party. Granddaughter graduates from University of Texas alongside terminally ill grandfather. What's the cheapest day of the week to fill up on gas? The COVID surge has hit Antarctica. Twitter permanently suspends Green's account over COVID-19 misinformation. Over 2,000 flights cancelled Sunday as travel woes continue. Antonio Brown no longer a Buck after stripping down mid-game. The next headlines are from the Daily Herald. Lee scores 32, leads Kansas State over number 10 Baylor 68-59. Stafford rallies surging Rams past shorthanded Ravens 20-19. Number 8 Indiana women top number 6 Maryland for first win in series. Jones scores 24 as Stanford beats Washington State 82-44. Bears beat Giants, Quinn sets franchise sack record. 2 charged with carjacking in West Chicago garage. Elgin man charged after loaded firearms found during traffic stop on I-90. Highs, lows, highs again, what Illinois endured in another year of the COVID-19 pandemic. Bitter cold set to follow New Year's Day snow in Chicago. The next alerts are from the Global Disaster Alerting and Coordination System, a cooperative effort from disaster managers worldwide. Drought is ongoing in Mozambique. Drought is ongoing in Argentina, Bolivia, Brazil, Paraguay, Uruguay. Drought is ongoing in Algeria, Spain, Morocco, Tunisia. Drought is ongoing in Democratic Republic of Congo, Kenya, Somalia, Tanzania, Uganda. Drought is ongoing in Bangladesh, India, Myanmar. Drought is ongoing in Syria, Turkey. Drought is ongoing in Angola, Democratic Republic of Congo, Republic of Congo. Drought is ongoing in Madagascar. Drought is ongoing in Canada, United States. Drought is ongoing in Kazakhstan, Russia, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan. You are hearing the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today is Sunday, January 2nd in the Greenwich Mean Time zone. Headlines here were found today in news feeds from around the world, but we do focus on the USA, one of the world's current 195 countries. Now, more news. The next headlines are from ABC Houston. Frightening moments as railing collapses during Philadelphia Eagles-Washington game. City of Houston opens 2 testing mega sites next week. Dog buried in snow, rescued after being swept away in Colorado avalanche. Twitter bans Rep. Marjorie Taylor Greene's personal account for COVID claims. Special behind-the-scenes look at powerful casting in Guillermo del Toro's Nightmare Alley. Powerball jackpot continues to grow after no winners in Saturday night's drawing. Young mother shot and killed outside Southwest Houston hookah bar is city's first murder in 2022. Wood and grass fire causes smoke to billow in Northwest Houston. Family urges people to drive carefully after helping victims of deadly New Year's Day crash. Cold air and strong winds arrive, freeze tonight area-wide. The following headlines are from China Post, top news about China, Taiwan and the world. Snowstorms and pandemic ground flights, delay holidays end. Hive updates, 2,500 U.S. flights cancelled due to storms, virus. Chelsea-Liverpool draw thriller leaves Man City celebrating. Bengals rally past Chiefs 34-31, clinch AFC North title. The latest, McManus nails 61-yarder as first half expires. Heineke starts hot, ends Washington loss with interception. The following headlines are from The Gothamist. Eric Adams spends his first weekend as NYC mayor promising law and order, without brutality. Beloved Puerto Rican chocolatier Courts opens ridiculously good restaurant in the Bronx. Polar Bear Club resumes New Year's Day Coney Island plunge. Eric Adams' first day as mayor rocked by off-duty NYPD policeman grazed by bullet. NY will no longer prosecute children under the age of 12. We basically have this down to a science. Sanitation crews collect up to 40 tons of New Year's Eve debris. Photos, Times Square welcomes 2022 with masked and vaxxed crowd. Here are 4 key challenges Mayor Eric Adams faces as he takes office. Eric Adams sworn in as 110th New York City Mayor. We hope you are enjoying this podcast. If you have a suggestion for a new RSS feed we should add, please leave it in a comment on our YouTube page. The next headlines are from globalissues.org. UN provides life-saving aid for refugees and migrants in Mexico, as numbers soar. Waves of Haitians risk treacherous sea journey to find better life. First person, combating stereotypes to prevent violence against women in Azerbaijan. The next headlines are from blacklistednews.com. Coca-Cola paid scientists to downplay how sugary beverages fueled the obesity crisis between 2013 to 2015. Texas audit finds over 11,000 potential non-citizens register to vote, other problems. A brief exploration of COVID-induced mass psychosis. Fed drains $1.9 trillion in liquidity from market via overnight reverse repos. His skin was burning, Melbourne man sets himself on fire screaming about vaccine mandates. The Happiness Project, UN power broker Jeffrey Sachs took millions from the UAE to research well-being. The Wounded Knee Massacre, the forgotten history of the Native American gun confiscation. The shadowy Central Intelligence Agency data firms behind the creation of digital vaccine passport IDs. UAE bans unvaccinated citizens from leaving the country. Indiana Life Insurance CEO says deaths are up 40% among people ages 18-64. The following headlines are from Snopes, a fact-checking service. Did Betty White say she got COVID booster 3 days before she died? January 6th committee prepares to go public as findings mount. Snopes tips, how to avoid ad arbitrage clickbait. Yes, researchers extracted human DNA from head lice on mummies. Julius Caesar, he came, he saw, he conquered the calendar and gave us New Year's Day. Did archaeologists make a discovery inside a Roman toilet? We are now about 2/3 of the way through today's news headlines. When everything is working, this feed will auto-update 3 times per day. Join us daily to stay informed. The next headlines are from the Daily Beast. Prince Andrew faces the week that could destroy him. How the red carpet roared back in 2021. Caroline Shaw on writing classical music fan fiction, and her top 4 desert island songs. The 22 most hotly anticipated albums of 2022, from Mitski and The Weeknd to Cardi B. The biggest unanswered questions in the grisly murder saga. This is Israel's Nixon moment. Have we really found Mary Magdalene's birthplace? Europe's most scenic train ride takes you places you didn't think a train could go. How anime porn became a weapon for rival terror groups on Facebook. The next headlines are from the New York Post. Jets report card, coaches drop the ball. Experts warn against storing passwords in Chrome after hackers target remote workers. Does dry January actually improve your health? Stream it or skip it. Stay close on Netflix, a Harlan Coben story about a cold case that ties together a cop, a former stripper and a photojournalist. Knicks have no answers for Fred VanVleet in ugly loss to Raptors. You're tuned to the No Views, daily automated podcast news. If you are hearing this, you found something super unknown. Congratulations. Now back to the headlines. The next science headlines are from CBS News. COVID-19 continues to disrupt holiday travel. World rings in the new year as Omicron cases surge. The following headlines are from alienUFOsightings.com. 9 things we learned about aliens in 2021. Donut UFO over Switzerland defies explanation. The following headlines are from military.com. Rally in Baghdad on anniversary of Iranian general's death. Korea, unidentified person crosses border into North Korea. U.S. Army pays tribute to Betty White's World War II volunteer service. Navy rebuts recommendation to close Red Hill fuel tanks in Hawaii. Yemen officials, Saudi airstrike kills 12 troops by mistake. And Korea's Kim vows to boost military, maintain virus curbs. The following headlines are from FIS.org. Gulf Arab countries on alert for heavy rains. 3 people missing in Colorado wildfire. France bans plastic packaging for fruit and veg. Climate change, new construction mean more ruinous fires. Taking a step back, U.S. colleges returning to online classes. How a handful of prehistoric geniuses launched humanity's technological revolution. Jaguar released in Argentina to help endangered species. Colorado wildfire took hold in blink of an eye, Governor. Thank you for listening and for staying informed. This audio was produced today, Sunday, January 2nd, in the GMT time zone. The next headlines are from Discover magazine. Fungi are capturing more carbon than we thought. Arctic lightning linked to climate change. The next headlines are from the Seattle Times. VanVleet scores season high 35, Raptors rout Knicks 120-105. Jolly scores 18, lifts Iona over Marist 69-66. O'Connor's late goal lifts off over Ducks 4-2. Green, Burhow carry Northern Iowa past Evansville 83-61. Rhode Island defeats American International 70-55. Coleman scores 23 to carrying JIT past Maine 69-66. Crick lifts Valparaiso past Illinois State 81-76 in OT. Knoll scores 20 to lift Cornell over Dartmouth 79-71. Mostafa leads Coastal Carolina over Emory and Henry 76-62. The following headlines are from MercuryNews.com. AOI theory, Irish student who survived Berkeley balcony collapse, dies at 27. Dolphins Brandon Jones, Adam Butler active at Titans, Austin Jackson replaced on O-line for a series. Mike Preston's report card, position-by-position grades for Ravens 20-19 loss to Rams commentary. Ravens TE Mark Andrews breaks franchise record for most receiving yards in single season. Puerto Rico faces staggering COVID case explosion. SF, French Bulldog puppy taken in violent robbery in Marina District. 49ers halftime report, Lance bland but last-minute drive cuts Texans lead to 7-3. Hyde 10 thoughts on Dolphins blowout loss at Tennessee Titans. The Jets and Zach Wilson almost upset the Buccaneers. Ravens blow late lead, lose to Rams, 20-19, as playoff hopes fade with fifth straight loss. The next headlines are from the Washington Times. 2,500 U.S. flights canceled due to storms, virus. Inside the Beltway, is U.S. destiny a red nation and a blue nation? Larry Hogan predicts next few weeks may be worst part of pandemic for Maryland. Hogan, coming weeks may be worst part of pandemic for MD. 2021 box office closes with more fireworks for Spider-Man. Biden to talk with Ukraine's Zelensky to counter Russian intimidation. Media ripped for crowning trans player Amy Schneider top female Jeopardy! Champ. Rep Peter Meyer says GOP has no option but to support Trump. With Trump backing, GOP Rep Miller challenges Rep Davis. Violence persists in Baltimore despite city's recent efforts. The next headlines are from The Intercept. Turntables, in presidential polls, Brazil's Lula leads judge who locked him up. Vaccine passports are here to stay, why worry? This is No Views, daily automated podcast news. You are hearing headlines for Sunday, January 2nd, 2022, now more. The next headlines are from the Chicago Sun-Times. Free throws, Ty Rodgers injury update, stars missing at Proviso West, Mount Carmel and Larkin seek respect. Takeaways from Bears win against Giants. We are living in a very dark time. Eagles Jalen Hurts escapes injury after railing collapse in Washington. Michael O'Brien Super 25 high school basketball rankings for January 2nd, 2022. Number 17 Notre Dame falls to number 15 Duke. FOC Prez says he tested positive for COVID-19, claims he's inoculated while slamming vaccines. Northwestern cannot hold on against number 10 Michigan State. Antonio Brown no longer a Buck after leaving team during game. The Fat Nag brings a tale for 2021, and hope for 2022. You are hearing today's news headlines. These headlines are for Sunday, January 2nd, 2022, now more. The next headlines are about world records making news. What to watch for at this weekend's long track trials, teamusa.org. Nick Lees, retired Edmonton educator plans record 14,000 km bike trip to mark 80th birthday, Edmonton Journal. Popular NFL player quits mid-game in amazing viral video, watch, work.com. BTS Jungkook breaks world record in 2 minutes, Unit of India Herald Group Publishers, P. Limited. Crypto tycoons help drive global art market to record levels in 2021, The Guardian. ISL Male Swimmer of the Year, Ilya Shimanovic race to 16 wins, Swimming World magazine. Tesla smashes quarterly delivery record with 308,600 cars, Bloomberg. It's a winter wonderland at Highmark Stadium today, photos, Work.com. Woman with world's longest name has 2-foot-long birth certificate, laudable. Usain Bolt's Olympics record compared with other greats like Michael Phelps, essentially sports. The next headlines are from Gizmodo. Open Channel, what pop culture are you looking forward to in 2022? Cobra Kai's Ralph Macchio and William Zabka on Danny and Johnny's Enemies to Friends arc. Daniel Craig and No Time to Die's crew on creating that emotional ending. Airbnb will hide guests' first names in Oregon until bookings are confirmed to fight discrimination. Thousands learn that extra money in their account is no Christmas gift, it's a $176 million bank error. A look back at Betty White's nerdiest roles. Pokémon Legends, Arceus commercial will take your breath of the wild away. Alan Moore's legendary Miracleman run is getting an omnibus. Peacemaker rings in 2022 with a delightfully stupid trailer. Scientists try, fail to find a DIY hangover cure that actually works. What place in the world had the hottest and coolest temperatures today? According to ElDoradoWeather.com, the hottest place on Earth in the past 24 hours was Ancona in Italy at 120.2 degrees Fahrenheit or 49 degrees Celsius. The coldest recorded weather temperature on Earth in the past 24 hours was Ekayachchayu in Russia at minus 67.54 degrees Fahrenheit or minus 55.3 degrees Celsius. The following headlines are from Ars Technica. Samsung brings 240 Hz refresh rates to 4K monitors. How the U.S. Census led to the first data processing company 125 years ago. HBO Max rings in a raunchy new year with Peacemaker Red Band trailer. Noble woman's tomb reveals new secrets of ancient Rome's highly durable concrete. To learn Klingon or Esperanto, what invented languages can teach us. The following headlines are from Raw Story. Biden tells Ukraine leader U.S. will respond decisively if Russia invades. Joe Manchin to re-engage with BBB talks, if Dems kill a key item of Biden's agenda, report. Department of Justice may have already made arrests of senior Trump associates, expert. Ivanka Trump may have provided first-hand testimony on her dad's January 6 actions, CNN legal analyst. 82-year-old grandmother dies of COVID after friend hides infection to attend card game. Manhattan DA's office is ramping up Trump investigation with very exciting indictments coming soon, Michael Cohen. Capitol rioters excuses imploding as judges begin the punishment phase, report. Watch, Korean-American news anchor reacts and shock as viewer attacks her for being very Asian. We will be holding them accountable, Lauren Boebert threatens Twitter for booting Marjorie Taylor Greene. Liz Cheney willing to lose because the single most important thing is stopping Trump's next presidency. The next headlines are from Mother Jones. 56 counties, cities, and states just raised their minimum wage. Liz Cheney calls Trump unfit for future office. Farewell to Marjorie Taylor Greene's toxic Twitter feed full of COVID lies. Hey celebrities, you cannot sell NFTs and say you're helping the planet. Sleuthing for Al Hirschfeld in the caricaturist's first biography. The next items are today's top search results for extraterrestrial life. The Extraterrestrial Contact Paradox YouTube episode, The Daily Galaxy Great Discoveries channel. Life on Mars, Britain to lead European mission in search of extraterrestrial life, very exciting science news, Bali Inside. Life on Venus bombshell, aliens could be hiding in Earth-like planets clouds, scientists, Daily Express. Top sci-fi movies and TV shows to watch on Amazon Prime in January, Space.com. Arrival Alien Design Explained, The Science of a Good Movie Alien, Collider.com. The Search for Life Not As We Know It, Holiday Weekend Feature, The Daily Galaxy Great Discoveries Channel. The following items are today's top search results for the term neuroplasticity. Science, The Psychedelics Resurgence, Dawn.com. The next items are the top results for news about longevity and immortality. LP Blinded Sound 428-220, Blinded by Sound. FJX Blinded Sound NMR, Blinded by Sound. NF Blinded Sound 573-283, Blinded by Sound. We are nearing the end of this broadcast. This report is for Sunday, January 2nd, 2022 in the GMT time zone. What cities are in that time zone? Well, Reykjavik, Iceland, for one. You might wonder if our server is in Reykjavik. It could be. The following is from the UFO Chronicles. UFOs UAP, tell the truth, say military veterans. That's it for now. Thanks for enjoying today's newsfeed headlines. This, indeed, has been a No Views, daily automated podcast newscast for Sunday, January 2nd, 2022. Bookmark us and tune in each day to our free automated podcast to find out what's going on in, around, and, sometimes, light years, beyond the Earth. Fair use statement. News i8 is a US-based educational not-for-profit news site. We use only parts of content, in transformative ways and without market usurpation. This means you are still going to want to read the original if you are interested in it beyond the headline and any comments we make. We provide links to original sources wherever possible. If you have any copyright concern, please contact us via our About page for immediate remedy. Contact us, Zeno at XENOMAILS 2021 by News i8. All rights reserved.